Hey, everybody. Happy Easter. I hope that you guys are enjoying the long weekend with friends and family. So, I have a quick message for you guys, and it's not a Easter message. I just want to give you some ideas on how you can understand the role of cash flow in your wealth building journey. All right, so let me just clean this up since you're not seeing it correctly, and I'll write it in reverse. So I'm sure if you guys are into money, into finance, you know Robert Kiyosaki, and everybody knows him as the rich dad guy. But another book that I felt that provided me with far more value was a book called The Cash Flow Quadrant. If you don't have this book, try and get a copy of this book. I am going to place a link to Audible where you can get a 30-day free trial of Audible. The link is down below. Sign up for Audible. You're going to have to put in your credit card details. Do that and enjoy the Robert Kiyosaki books. And the nice thing about Audible is during your free trial, you can cancel at any time and you won't be charged, and you're still able to enjoy these books at no cost. All right, so here's the quadrant here. And I'm going to write this in reverse so you see it correctly. So that's an E. Or is it an E? This is an S. B and I. So those are the letters in the cash flow quadrant, and each has a specific role. Like this E. This E stands for employee, and most South Africans strive to be at this level, and we'll always hear unemployment statistics come about. And they say our country is in a crisis, 50 plus unemployment rate in the country. But I don't believe that this is where the crisis is, and we'll come back to this in a bit. But being an employee has a lot of restrictions. You are told what time to start work, what time to end, what time is lunch, how long is your lunch break, when to go on leave, in some cases, when you can have children. So here, there's a lot of restrictions. There's also a cost involved to being an employee, the cost to get to work, uniforms. Sometimes, depending on your profession, you've got to get additional training. At times, a lot of the times, it's at your own cost. So there's a price to pay for being an employee. And because an employee is always trading their time for rands. So you're working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and you're getting 30,000 Rand at the end of the month. So if one day is missing and you've exhausted your sick leave, high possibility your pay is going to be docked. All right. So those are the restrictions and the limitations of being an employee. Here is self employed. So people in this section, they're working for themselves, they're their own bosses, they are working in their businesses. And if they don't work, they don't get paid. So when they are sick, maybe they get COVID, maybe they break their leg, there is no income if they're not working. A lot of folks with the frustrations of being an employee, they transition to this level, but you're still stuck with the same situation where if you're not working, you're not getting paid. So ideally, you want to be here, a business owner. Let's say here you are a plumber. All right, you're working for a nice plumbing company, you're enjoying the various perks of a pension plan, you have the security of medical aid and other exciting benefits to keep you, the carrot that keeps you an employee. All right, you get frustrated with this line of work, you start your own thing on the side. All right, you spend a couple of years here, you get yourself a nice van, some tools, and you start doing some work for friends and family and other folks in the neighborhood. Business is going well. You've got a solid clientele, and you decide that you're going to open another branch in another part of town. Now you're a business owner. Since you can't work at two locations, you hire somebody to run the second branch for you. You hire your own set of plumbers, own set of admin staff in your second branch. Ideally, where you want to be is you want to hire some business administrators to run these businesses for you. Being a business owner allows you to sit in Mauritius 6 months out of the year. Business owners own the means of production. They own the systems, they own the tools, they own the networks. And as long as those systems, those tools, those means of production are working, the business owner is making money. So this is where you want to be. So you want to transition. The long-term goal is to transition to here. The I is for investor. Now, investor, you're investing in things like shares, ETFs, unit trusts, gold, silver, property. This is where you want to be because you're accumulating assets. And ideally, you want cash flowing assets. So you want assets like precious metals who just basically increase in value over time. So this builds your wealth. It's money that's making money, that's making money, that's making money while you're sitting on a beach in Mauritius. All right. So if you are in these columns, you should be planning for a way to get into this column. And I know sometimes when you're an employee or you're even here, you are making small investments into unit trusts, into shares, etc. But if you want to live financially free while you're still young and healthy, you got to make the transition to this column of the quadrant. All right, so that's Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. Get the book. The book is going to give you, it's just the playbook that you need to follow to get across the other side of the quadrant.